All right, let's check this out for a second. Heavily inked.
Zachus, from San Diego, California. I was only there until I was 8, and then I moved up to San Francisco. The reason for that is because I used to be a ballet dancer, and that was kind of my whole childhood. Wake up, go to school, dance.
I love it.
As a kid, it was
Hey, I like this style. Like there's also another style that they like. It's real sketchy. Like it's like called trashed or what do they call it? Ruined. But this is like more like a splatter. And then he's got it looks like he blacked out a mandala probably there, and then some webs, and I like to see
like
more.
family tradition to go to like the Nutcrackers every year.
More like tribal
like,
stuff right here.
Fun to
I
go
always
on
thought
stage
about
and just,
getting like a
run around.
line down here.
And they put me in a local Nutcracker production, and then
Nice.
just kind of through that's like the gateway to ballet. Started when I was about 6 and did that till I was 18, and haven't done any of it since then. There was never a moment that I saw somebody with a tattoo and was like, I need that. I mean, being in the ballet industry, in that world, you don't see any tattoos.
Well, he took himself out. Well, I mean, you create a tattooed
You're not
ballet.
allowed to get tattoos, so yeah.
Yeah, what if like you make a creative performance that like totally just included heavily tattooed people in theater? Like it would still go off with like that's a beautiful work like your theater performance, like and then being tattooed, like who knows, like if we would had like old medieval times with, if we were tattooing each other at that time, there'd be warriors that had like tattooed, you know, rah, so I can see that being like a nice production, so he can still do stuff. I don't know how old he is here, but he said he hasn't done any ballet or anything since, and you'd probably not be accepted in the community because I don't think there's like heavily tattooed people in the theater industry like that, in the commercial industry. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying there is or there isn't, but in my head I'm like, yeah, no, it's probably an industry that doesn't want tattoos, but could use it, because half the population is tattooed.
When did you get that first tattoo?
Got it on my 18th birthday.
Everybody asks about your first
I just got it
tattoo.
'cause I was like, oh, I'm 18, I can get one.
Yeah,
Why
me too.
not?
Me too.
Yeah. My mom was there with me.
I was like, I just turned 18. Why
Did
not?
that.
I'll get one. I got like.
I just kind of didn't really think about it until my second, which was maybe a couple years later, and that covered up my first one. And so after my second one, I was getting like, tattooed once or twice a week for like 3 years. So my second one was out of the Russian criminal tattoo book. And I think after I got that second one, which was from that, I kind of just started like looking more into that book and then like the other editions, and it's kind of like, what if I just get a bunch of Russian criminal tattoos?
Oh my God.
That was the initial plan.
Oh my.
Like my first 5, 6.
Why don't I just get a bunch of Russian prison tattoos? Not a good idea. Not judging you, dude, but not a good idea. But I wonder what kind of scrutiny came under that. Like you'd have to know the meaning of it, like, right? But holy man.
7 were all Russian criminal tattoos. You could tell what that person's done, where they're from, kind of like a story behind them, and it was just loved the imagery, and it was an easy thing where I had like a whole book of these ideas, I can just get them all. And then like got on Instagram to discover like
This
other artists
world
and other
sucked.
tattoos, and then that evolved into just getting a bunch of random shit. The first couple were on my arms, and then I went straight for the hands and fingers because I was going with that.
That's cool. I like the blackout. I like the blackout, the lines, the dots. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And when it first starts, and when it starts to fade, it's not on the fingers anyway. It looks like a web and the Grim Reaper. Damn. I like the blackout stuff. I actually follow this dude who does white on top of his blackout work, and it just fucking looks phenomenal. He's got a rose coming from here. He's got I think he's got a rose on his neck and a moon on his hand. His name's it goes by Remy, but I'm not really sure. I forgot what the full name. It's called Remy Reacts. You should check that out. REMY, and they do like reactions to tattoos and stuff. He's probably done this guy before.
Russian criminal tattoos. When I was 23, so again, not shortly after then, went onto the neck. Well, I guess like the first layer of the 4 layers that like was my neck. Got the like typical lettering above the eyebrow, and then it started like focusing on that area. So a year and a half later, I pretty much had like 1 layer over my entire face and head.
Wow.
You know, one of my favorite things
I
is
dig it.
layers. So as you can see,
It's crazy.
Many layers on there. The first
It's not one style.
thing I did was the arm, and that was really.
I always wanted to do my neck just to black out the whole thing. I didn't want anything on my neck like here. Like I thought about doves or something, or the sparrows that people get, but I just wanted to black out my neck and have a white line down this center right here, but just have fully blacked out. I never had any ideas for my neck.
Early on, I mean, I just
other than that,
got like a geometric from the elbow down. Again, really well done, but I just had an idea. I think I saw someone with a blacked out arm early on, kind of before it became a thing. Did the elbow down. I think like a month later.
They should have
like,
shaved.
There's nothing on the top part of the arm. Just went ahead and did that. The next thing that got blacked out would be.
You guys should have shaved before this.
Originally, it was a biomechanical piece that I wanted black and gray.
Sorry, I'm just.
It was great, but the artist kind of like last minute on the second session was kind of convinced me to put some color in. I went with it. I liked it, but then later on I just realized that.
I liked on the left side there. My right, I guess, on the other side, not this side, the other side of his face. You see how it's like got like this choppy lines, like that's like I follow this guy Ruiner Ran, and he does stuff like that. He like just it's like just like sketchy, like a marker or something, but he puts it in patterns. You know, like I've done it on my arm here, but I like that part. I like that.
To do something with it, so then I threw a layer on one side, threw a layer on the other side, and then I just feel like the layering didn't work on the neck that I did, so I just decided to like black that out, kind of clean that up. This year, I've gotten tattooed by the artist a few times before, and I'd like to think that he has a heavy hand. So I kind of knew what I was getting into, even though it was kind of like a last minute. We just, when I went to see him, we were just blacking out my chin, so we did that. And then he just thought it'd be like a fun idea to black out the ear. And
I think it's cool.
I'm not one to like say no.
I like it. I dig it.
Especially an artist.
I
like
think it's
him
pretty
that
cool.
Just, like always like kills it with any ideas that he has. Had to like really convince
Hell
myself
yeah.
not to
Look
like,
at it.
throw up and pass out for the
That looks so sick.
30 minutes it lasted. But yeah, even for like 4-5 days after I got it, I'd wake up and it'd still be bleeding.
Oh my god, just the cartilage, man. That shit's ill. That's crazy. And then look at the red. The red, like, kind of. I want to work with some red stuff. I want to do stuff like that, but like, oh, that's crazy. Usually, I've seen other people. You've seen the blacked out eyes before. People will put ink in the whites, and it's just black. Their eyes are all black. It looks crazy.
At the same time, like, it's probably my favorite tattoo. So.
Yeah, the ear.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I'm surprised it healed so well.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
tight.
Because I
look, it look.
I mean,
This
if it
one.
fell
This
out,
one looks cool
like,
too.
Try to go for it again. I mean, maybe, but like, wouldn't enjoy it. First one was above the eyebrow that said Nosferatu. I still am, but I was like really heavy into like black metal, death metal, and kind of that imagery. Like pretty much all the stuff on this arm is from like black metal bands or like satanic imagery. So just kind of went with that theme. And
it's old looking, like a
like
classic style.
The whole face, and then got some like lettering on this side of the jaw, something on that side, and then I didn't even really feel a change. I didn't really think it was a big deal. To me, it was just another tattoo. I didn't go into it like nervous and thinking like, wow, I'm taking this big step. It's on my face. It was just another tattoo. Probably helps that my parents, even though, yeah, I don't think anyone in my family has a tattoo.
None. He's
they
doing all the
not
tattoos for
once
everybody, for all of his family.
showed any signs of like hate or like anger towards me. They
My dad
just
had
wanna, like,
tattoos, so I
love
just
them, tell their friends about them, want me to take like selfies and send to them all the time. I love my parents, my family. We're all very close.
yeah.
There's never been any drama.
Why would anybody assume that like you because you're tattooed that you have all of a sudden you must hate your family, you must worship the devil or something? Like it's crazy. But yeah, my dad had tattoos, but he had them like on his arms, right? And that was it. And I was just like, I'm gonna go a little further. Like I like the whole sleeve type idea, you know. So I know I always wanted to be sleeved up, and then maybe some of my chest, and then I just started my legs this year actually. So well, no, I had 2 done on my legs, but yeah. So I like tattooing myself. People are like, it's crazy you tattoo yourself, and I'm like, yeah. They're like, nah. Even tattoo artists, they're like, I don't really do that, and I'm like, no, I like it. I don't know why. It just feels good to like get the finished piece, and the pain, you know, your own tolerance. So it's not like I'm distributing pain to myself, and I like that. Like I'm not going any deeper than I normally would go. You can distribute the pain according to how you feel, instead of like, you don't know how someone feels. Like if someone could do their own tattoo, they would not hurt themselves, you know, like or hurt themselves at the very least possible.
Yeah.
And then imagine tattooing your face.
My parents, and I know that they would never, at least to my face, you know, show me their like dislike with them. And
can you imagine?
Luckily, after all this time, that hasn't happened. There's only one time, or one kind of idea that my parents, I feel like, would kill me. My girlfriend would probably break up with me, and that is, I've always wanted to get my eyeball tattooed or injected.
Then I just said that, right?
I mean, it hasn't gotten in the way of any job opportunities or career things so far. I don't
How
think
old are
I
you,
would
dude?
have just worked anywhere where
That
they
spider
would
web
look down
at the
and, you know, be anti-tattoos. So yeah, I've always worked in just restaurants, so the customer service industry. Probably helps that I've only lived in my adult life in San Francisco and in New York. So both two
And he's probably
cities
in
that
the
are
kitchen.
very, you know, open to like just being who you are. I
Sick.
also managed a tattoo studio in SF, so I haven't come across anything that tattoos would get in the way of.
Right. Or you pursue something that it's not gonna. I had that point in my life when I moved from Florida to North Carolina. I wasn't tattooed, and then I was tattooed, and I had, or my hands, and like I had to, and my ears, and I had to decide like what I was gonna do. I'm gonna keep chasing these jobs that don't want me, or am I gonna go somewhere? And it wasn't very. I didn't have to go very far. It was going from selling sunglasses to selling clothing, but in a retail. Some retail markets are like, we don't want your hands tattooed, but other places was like, yeah, we're all for it. So I just went out for jobs that didn't care, instead of getting frustrated about it, you know.
And start all over. Do you think you would still go on the same path that you've been on?
What did he ask him?
Both to come across anything that.
If you could go back,
If you could go back and start all over,
do you think
you'd still go on the same path that you've been on?
I
Would you do anything different?
Yes. That's tattoos that I have. No. I mean, yes and no. I mean,
He should keep
I
covering
still
this.
Always think about,
He should keep covering this right side there, like he has on the left there. Like it looks pretty dope. Like in that old tribal, I don't know what that is underneath there, but that looks like if you filled it in like the left side, that should be sick as fuck.
like, oh, if I did kind of keep and stick with the theme.
I like that.
First idea of like getting
Right.
Russian criminal tattoos all
Right.
over myself.
Right.
I probably would like to go back and start over and like do that. I mean, obviously I feel like with everyone, there's tattoos artists that you don't discover or come across, or that aren't even tattooing until you're at the point where you don't have their proper space or the space that you want to give them. So yeah, I mean, if I could go back in time and tell myself like hold off in 7 years there'll be this artist in Berlin that you want to get tattooed by and dedicate your whole body to.
Yeah.
There's always that.
Some people do that. I also do music reactions, and follow an artist named Kasky who has like one artist who tattoos him all the time, and he's got his ears done like this too, but he like did like the kind of like the light coming out, it looked like, or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, you want to like. He's saying sometime maybe some tattoos he might not have gotten maybe till later or with a different artist, or like maybe, and how I kind of thought out my tattoos as I went before I even got them. Like I had a whole plan for what I wanted on my chest and stomach. Some tattoo artists draw up entire pieces just for your back, just for your stomach, and I want to work in that medium. I want to do just big pieces after a while.
But at the same time, yeah, I mean,
or keep working on just a select few
ones that I would
people.
Definitely change and cover up, but I'm happy with how it turned out.
Nice. Awesome. That was heavily inked. I used to be a ballet dancer. Baphomet Puke. Why would they do that? I hate when they do that. That's such like what do they call that? Clickbait. I used to be a ballet dancer. Baphomet Puke. Heavily inked. They took that one aspect of him when like he's got so much else, and I wonder if he cares. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for checking me out, guys. Till next time. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you like the video. I'll do more inked stuff. I've been doing a lot of music, and then sometimes I'll do some comedy stuff. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do some more ink stuff. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you next. Sometimes I mess up my outro. Till next time. Thanks for watching.
Look, the people you are after are the people you depend on. We cook your meals. We haul your trash. We connect your calls. We drive your ambulances. We guard you while you sleep.